Hi everyone, it's Marianne and welcome to the third episode of my backyard makeover and gardening series. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm very excited about this episodes because I can finally see my vision coming to life in my backyard. Things are happening. In the last couple of episodes, you see me clear out the backyard, got rid of the bulk trash, and then set up a couple of raised garden beds, and also went shopping for some plants and seedlings that I want to grow in my raised garden beds, and also grew some marigold seeds using the ADVOCACY Garden Intelligent Planter. So if you haven't checked out those videos yet, go check it out. I'll link it down in the description. So today we're going to be doing two things. One is we're going to start planting plants in the raised garden bed that I got from Vigo Garden using squarefoot gardening. I'm going to tell you all about it and make it simple and easy for you to follow, especially if you're a beginner gardener like me. And second, I'm going to start transitioning my houseplants outdoors, and I'm going to share with you the tips that I have and also tell you the benefits of putting your houseplants outdoors if you can this growing season. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Marianne. Welcome to My Oasis Life, where I take you along my houseplant and sustainable lifestyle journey and share with you some of my tips and tricks along the way. I also share personal and travel vlogs here and there, so if that type of content interests you, make sure to subscribe to my channel before the end of this video, and also make sure to like and comment down below. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. In the 11x2 raised garden bed that I got from Vigo Garden, that's where I plan to plant the herbs, the vegetables, both winter crops and summer crops in. And the 4x4 is where I'm going to turn into a tropical bed. And I'm really excited for both of those. But today we're going to focus on the 11x2 and plant some herbs that I got from a farmer's market and also from Lowe's, and also some plants that I grew from seed. And for this garden bed, the 11x2, and probably as well for the 4x4 as well, we're going to apply the method called squarefoot gardening. And it's not complicated at all. It's actually very easy once you grasp the concept, and it's just a great way to maximize your raised bed garden, making sure you can plant as many as you can without taking too much space, but also making sure your plants have ample space to grow. So yes, let's go ahead to my raised bed garden and show you how to do squarefoot gardening. When I first heard about squarefoot gardening, I thought it's intimidating and difficult to learn, especially for a beginner gardener, but it's actually so easy and really designed for beginners like me. And what you do is you divide your raised garden bed into square foot, like this one is an 11x2, and I'm just using really long barbecue sticks to divide it up. And you can be very precise about this. Use measuring tapes, twine, cords to evenly space it out or divide it up per square foot. But for me, this works. If you've seen me set up the Vigo garden bed, each panel is actually about like a foot or two long. So it's easy for me to figure out the measurements by just laying down the barbecue sticks. But do what works for you. But once you figure out the division, then you can go by the square foot gardening chart to figure out how many plants you could plant per square foot. And it's really that easy, and it just allows you to maximize your raised garden bed and make sure you could plant as many as you can without affecting the growth of your plants. These are the plants that I have right now: the lavender, rosemary, basil, kale, and oregano. I already have the marigolds planted, at least 3 of them, in the raised garden bed. So I'm going to be planting this today, and my goal for this is to make it an herb garden, cold crops, and then herb, and then summer crops. So the kales and whatever cold weather crop that I'm going to be planting will be replaced by tomatoes and peppers come summer season. So let's figure this out now. So what I'm trying to decide is if I just want herbs on like the left or right side of the raised garden bed, and then just like have the other half be cold and then summer crops, or make the front like the herb one and then the back one the cold crops, then summer crops. So we'll see, we'll figure it out. So this is my thought process so far: herbs and the marigolds up front, and then cold weather crop at the back, and then later on summer crops. So here I have the rosemary, a marigold, TBD, basil, TBD, marigold, basil here again, oregano, marigold, and then lavender. And here I'll see what I could plant, but the kales would go here. And here's like spring onions. I might like change that into something else, maybe a broccoli or a cabbage. But yeah, I think this is what we got so far. So let me go ahead and start planting.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
So that was pretty easy. There's still some like square foots that I need to figure out what I want to plant in, but so far I'm really excited for the herbs to grow, the marigolds to grow, for the kale to grow, and everything else that I planted in the 11x2 raised bed garden. So now that I have this backyard garden space all by myself, aside from like gardening and growing food, I can also bring out the houseplants they have indoors now outdoors, especially the weather has been consistently getting warmer even during the night. So I have started to transition my plants outside, and here's how I do it. It dropped below 50 degrees last night, so I had to bring the plants in and I placed them here. This is actually the first time they've been like placed in my living room, and without it, it looks like I just live in like a prison cell because it looks so empty in here without the plants and have yet to like decorate the place. But now that it's sunny again outside, I'm about to bring them out. I'm pretty sure I've done an extensive video on how to transition plants from indoors to outdoors, so if you want to check that out, I would link it down in the description. But I'm going to share with you the basic tips or things that I follow when I'm transitioning my plants from indoors to outdoors. General rule for gardeners is waiting for the last frost date. That's different from the first day of spring, and it varies from region to region. And that usually means when is the last day that you won't have any frost during the night or the temperatures don't drop below freezing. In my area, it's about this time, which is mid-April. But generally, I go by the temperature during the day to determine if I could start bringing my plants out or not. In general, especially if I'm bringing out my tropical houseplants, I want the temperature to be at least 68 degrees Fahrenheit and would be around that temperature for at least 8 hours during the day. Otherwise, for me, it's not really worth the effort of bringing out my plants and then bringing back in only for like a couple of hours. Some people would do that because they want to slowly acclimate their houseplants. But for me, I just want to make sure that the temperature is above 68 degrees Fahrenheit for at least 8 hours. Then I start bringing my plants out. And then I will just bring them back in during nighttime. But if the temperatures don't drop below 55 degrees during the night, I keep them outside. But that is going to be very dependent on the type of plant. Some of my plants I still do bring indoors because they're too small or too fragile to withstand any temperatures below 65 degrees. But some of them could actually benefit from being out in the cold, so they'll get cold weather hardened or winter hardened. That way they can stay outdoors for longer times, and even when they're indoors, it benefits them, especially during winter time, because they know how to handle the cold. There's also other benefits to bringing your plants outdoors. They get more light and they're also exposed to the elements, which can be a good thing for houseplants. The wind helps them grow stronger. And also being exposed outside also give them natural predators for pests. And also one thing that I mentioned earlier this year when it comes to predicting plant trends for 2023, I think a lot more people are going to start using their tropical indoor houseplants outdoors to landscape their gardens. And that's what exactly I plan to do with some of my houseplants in my other garden bed, which is the 4x4 one. I'm turning that into my tropical bed garden, and that is going to be the next video, so make sure you watch out for that. I'm really excited. It's really coming along really well, and I'm very excited to share that with you all. And as far as the 4x4, as you can see, I give you a little bit preview on it, and that will be going to be on the next video and show you which of my tropical plants that I am planting in the 4x4 and basically landscaping it, and just share with you how I did it. I did a similar thing last year and I kind of like learned a lot from that. So this year I'm gonna like up it up a little bit and just really not really go all out because I'm still trying to do this on a budget, but just do it a lot better than I did it from last year. So I've been figuring out a way how to like cover this up because it's the first thing I see when I enter and open my door. I also put up a screen, by the way. So I got this divider that I got from my parents' garage. They're not using it. So what I'm doing is installing it now. So I'm just reinforcing it on the beam so it doesn't fly off, and it will cover this part. Hopefully it will work out. So I'm gonna go do that. Yeah, so now it looks a lot nicer than the cords and like the meters and like the satellite that's not being used is in my first view. And if I do need to access what's behind, I can just like fold it, and here's like the water hose and like the water system, and I can just close it like that. I feel like I need to like reinforce it somehow over here so that it doesn't like fly off, especially on windy days, but for now it's working. So next I got this planter rings that used to be in my old room. I already took one of them and I'm gonna put it up there. I'm gonna put the other one here once I get it. And then for the poles up there, I got this plant hangers from the Dollar Tree. So I'm actually missing one more because I didn't know where I was gonna put it. But now that I decided, so I'm gonna get one more. But let's hang up the O-ring first. So one thing that I didn't film was like take out the table that was in here and basically clear out this area and put mulch in it. And I put some tiles to act like stepping stones, but not really. They're a little bit slippery when wet, so I might take it out. But in this area, you might have seen a clip of me like put the plants in here. I'm doing that now, but eventually I'm thinking of like putting a hammock in here. But I'm waiting for like the pollen to subside because the one that I want is like canvas white. I just don't want it covered in pollen. So I'm gonna wait a while before I buy it and put it up, and also like waiting for the prices to go down. So right now I put plants in there. Sometimes I might put the plants here when I take them out, but the hammock is gonna go here, and over here I kind of want like an outdoor dining set that I could bring in during the winter time. So, but that one could wait. It's not urgent. I'm looking for something that I want that is within my budget, or maybe I don't know, a company might sponsor. So I'm waiting to get that. I might get that last, and then maybe add string lights. I'm trying to get solar ones just so it's more economical. Because it did get cold last night, I covered up the raised bed with plastic, so I kind of like made a makeshift greenhouse. Sorry, like people are mowing outside. And this one is, I was actually originally the cover of my bed, and I saved it because I knew I was gonna use it. So as you can see, it worked really well. Like there's humidity inside. I had bok choy last night, and well, I cooked bok choy last night, so I kind of saved the bottoms and planted here. See, it would grow a little bit more. And those are the peppers that I've been trying to seed, and also put some tomato seeds over there, see if they would actually grow. I moved the spring onion here, and here are the microgreens, and there was like some seeds that germinated from here that I planted over here, so we'll see what happens. I think they're broccoli, so I still have the space empty here, and this one over here. And this kale, I don't think it's gonna survive, but we will see. And those are the latest updates in my backyard. I'm really excited. I can't wait for future episodes and share with you more of the updates on my backyard, and just like see it all come together, and also see the vegetables grow in my raised garden bed, as well as like setting up the tropical bed garden, and just see how my plants grow outside now that I have transitioned them outdoors. And if you're interested in any of the products I mentioned throughout this video, just go check the description box. You can find the link to those products there, and many of them are my affiliate links. So if you use my affiliate link to shop for these items, it will help me earn a small commission. So thank you so much in advance, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, please do subscribe. I come up with videos every week, and if you haven't yet, go check out these videos up here. Until my next one, but until then, I see you, I appreciate you. Take care of yourself and each other, and have a plentiful day. Bye.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain.